Hello everyone, this is MF217 and joining me are...
Um, Anchor 101, I guess?
Didn't you
Joy.
change didn't you change your username though, Liam?
No, I'm back to Linker 101. Because
Joy.
I'll explain that in a minute.
But yeah, welcome to a little bit of a hunting session in a little MMORPG I love to call Mabinogi and all that.
Well, it is called Mabinogi, but I see what you're doing there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just decided to change my name back to what I used to be, because, like, I figured pretty much everyone practically a lot of people already know who I am, so, like, there's no real point of changing anyway, so they're frickin'.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm checking over in memes real quick, and there's a game called fucking Big Cock Simulator.
I was just browsing around in the server and I found that as a meme, and I had to post it here. Also, the Mario Kart Go meme that I found as well it's too good.
Because Mario Kart 8 for Switch has basically surpassed Mario Kart Wii in sales this year.
I mean, I'm still a Mario Kart Wii, don't get me wrong, but God, I love just point this is, because this is straight up a reference to, like, the opening of the game. Like, goddamn. I love it.
As for me, since the battles are finally fucking going my way in WWE Champions, I'm doing the special tour for the new guy.
Yeah, we're kind of just doing our own thing while he's doing this, by the way, guys.
Fair enough.
What are you hunting for specifically?
Gold, Fomor Scrolls, and all that, among other things.
Why do you need gold? You literally gave 2 million to me. You have more than enough.
Well, I need to eventually restock on that, don't I?
Also, haven't you ever heard the old phrase, Power? Enough is never enough.
Sometimes enough is, in fact, enough.
Well, considering the rate at which you're playing Mabi, Power, of course, 2 mil is going to solve you for now, so...
You know, there actually is some pretty easy ways to get money in, say, Wizard 101, which is an MMO that I play. You fish. Like, yeah, you fish. There's actually really, really cool fish you can get that you can sell to the guy in Wizard City that, depending on the fish, will change in price, but also the size of the fish also is also a factor in how much it'll sell as well. And even once a day...
More. That actually works for several different kinds of fishing games.
Yeah, I know. It's not the only thing that does it, but considering how kind of grindy it is at times to make gold in that game, I very much appreciate that. Plus, every day a different fish goes up to sell a little bit more. So that can help out a lot as well.
Oh, good. So... But I can't
get like level 7
Crossing, but at least Animal Crossing has a different kind of stock market in terms of, you know, turnips.
Yeah, and here's the thing though: Animal Crossing with money and money mechanics and all that is pretty much the main focus of the game. Whereas Wizard 101, it's just to buy stuff you need, like equipment, armor, like, etc. It's like, I mean, it's not like the same thing as saving up money to pay off mortgages. So,
the mortgages in at least one Animal Crossing game, though, so I can say that I've done that.
Yeah, well, I've paid off all of my mortgages in some Animal Crossing games in the past. It was not easy, trust me. Also, Marty, can you tell us again why you're going after specifically these bears all the time? I see that you do that.
There are Fomor Scroll quests that are associated with them in terms of hunting quests and all that. So they get these specific bears give the highest payout per 10 Fomor Scrolls and all that.
Interesting.
They give 48k in terms of gold for 10 Fomor Scrolls for them.
I see. Also, hey, Power, I'm going to be doing one of your favorite things tonight, and I'm kind of hoping you could join me.
Literally what?
Grinding. For
In
a badge in Wizard 101.
which one are you trying to go for?
The Golem Tower badge. I got the first one, which is Golem Breaker, but the second one, guess how many you have to beat?
500.
200.
I guess 500 since the first one is like 50.
Yeah. The second one is 200, and the third one, yeah, is 500. Here's the thing, though. They have to be specifically these enemies in this tower called Golem Tower. Now, here, I have a little story with that place, actually. I'm an old school Wizard 101 player. I've been playing since, like, around the time the game came out, which is around 2008. But for when I actually did start playing, it was, like, probably 2009 or 10 or something. But for some reason, my old account got deleted, and I don't know why, which sucks, because I had a lot of cool stuff on there, but
There are
I do
some
have...
games that actually delete your account when you go inactive for a long enough time.
Thankfully, from what I understand, Wizard 101 has fixed that so that no matter how long you haven't played for, like, it will keep your account. Like, because, like, I last made my new account in 2017, and now it's 2021, and it's still there. But since I pretty much forgot what I was doing, I decided to say frick it and just start making a new character. Thankfully, there's a thing in your house called the shared bank, which is where you put items into one wizard, you can take them out as another. So yeah, I'm slowly but surely working on clearing out my old wizard's stuff, basically, before I delete them permanently. By the way, I actually really like how you delete your character in the game. By the way, you don't just press the delete button. You have to type abracadabra and then you press delete. I don't know about you, but that's kind of fun. So yeah, back to a point with Golem Tower. I have nightmares of that place as a kid, because here's the thing about that place. Unlike a lot of other dungeons in the game that you go to, where you can bring other players, this is a solo dungeon. And as of where you start in the game, you only, at that point, should have one potion flask, and you need to bring a lot of good gear. Thankfully, I have my character armor that resists all of the school types, which is one of the armor types I highly recommend, because the fact that it resists every type of school is very nice. But the main thing that scared me about that place is, well, the fact that, like I said, you're by yourself, and after the first floor, all of the guys are 2-on-1, and they scale in difficulty as you climb higher and higher. And the reason you have to go up this tower, by the way, is because of a side quest of this girl who's like, hey, I need to finish my science project, but I need to get these parts on these golems or I won't make it in time. So, yeah, she asks you to go through all the tower, basically, to get what she needs to face this thing called the Iron Golem. And let me tell you, it was a nightmare as a kid. Why? Because if you died back then, you had to start all fucking over. All the way from the bottom floor. Thankfully, that's fixed now, because if you do get kicked out of a dungeon or lose against a boss, there is a temporary teleport that appears where your compass and stuff is, which you can use. Like, you have like a 5-minute time frame, but you can use it to quickly heal back up and then teleport back in, as long as you make it into the time. But when I fought Golem Tower before, that was not there before. So I remember how torturous it was back then. It was not a pleasant experience, basically, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I can't say the same now, because, well, it's a teleport, and I have a lot of good spells, including a Firezilla that I got as a bonus gift from getting a bonus digital gift card from Best Buy. I mean, it's basically just a reskinned Stormzilla, but it works well with my wizards and some fire, and the damage output is nice, and can be boosted even more with a Fireblade spell. And trust me, I have my fair share of stories of grinding bosses against bosses in certain games. Like, Like, soon I'm gonna have to regrind against this guy named Alacane Swift Arrow. He's on Firecat Alley. He's like the Prince of the Fire Elves. He drops some really good gear, like like this fire staff that gives you like a 0 rank fireball spell, like which you use to help pass and do damage and stuff. Oh, speaking of it, I probably told you this story, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Well, there was another game from King's Isle that I played called Pirate 101, and it sounds the same, but it's actually not. It's set in the same universe as Wizard, but instead of a turn-based RPG, it's like Fire Emblem, i.e., strategy RPG. And what makes this game interesting, though, is that you not only get a pirate crew and you control a ship, but those pirate crew members are actually different depending on the type of class you pick. Sure, there are some set characters that you always get, but for the most part, most of the characters you do get are different. So that's a nice incentive to try different classes there as well. But anyways, there was this cool pet I really wanted that dropped from like several locations. We tried multiple places to try to get it to drop. It was this little dinosaur duck hybrid called a Quacksaurus. I don't know about you, but the second I heard that name, I was like, I freaking must have it. So then I remember me and a couple friends, Power. We spent like 2 to 3 hours, I think, grinding against that same boss just to get it to drop. And it finally did! And I finally got the thing, and it was like, I was very proud of my accomplishment. Too bad that count's freaking gone now, so if I play Pirate 101 again, I gotta get it again. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So anyway, well, why you continuing to grind against these bears just for the Thunder Scroll stuff?
Yeah.
Why? You need them to upgrade your equipment or
the gold.
Get an ability?
The gold.
Oh. Gotta get that gold, man!
Hunting quests are gold quests, basically, so that's basically the entire point of gathering them Fomor Scrolls in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Man, I know it's been like a couple months at this point, but like it still feels like honestly to me like a long ago when the thing between me and Razorboy was going on. I mean, I haven't forgotten about it. God, no, I haven't. It just feels like so long at this point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, what has he been up to recently? I haven't checked out his channel.
I haven't been checking out, if anything.
Honestly, I think that's for the best. But I do have to say, this isn't directly towards Razorblade himself, but in a lot of general reviewers in general. But whenever I hear someone use the excuse of don't watch, I freaking feel sick to my stomach. Because just because you tell us not to watch, that if there's still problems with your thing, that doesn't change it doesn't matter if you don't watch it or not. There's still problems with like your video. It's like when you do a test at school and you don't do half of the questions and you hand it to the teacher and he's like, didn't do half the questions. You're like, yeah, but I still did some part of the test. No, that's not how that works. No, we can all agree on that, right?
As someone who has their AA degree, I can safely say that you do all the fucking questions or you get nothing.
Yeah, you're like Willy Wonka from Chocolate Factory. You get nothing. You lose. Day, sir. So how long have you had this character for, by the way?
Around, I can't remember how long, to be honest.
Long enough to grandmaster, like, 11 fucking talents.
Jesus. So yeah, there's all sorts of interesting stuff going on in Wizard 1 since I last played. Like, I recently bought, like, a throwback, like, set that, like that... Okay, let me explain. Once in a while, King's Isle re-releases, like, old like special sets that you get from cards, like, which is sadly the only way to get those old sets now. You just gotta have to pray that they release it. Because there's some old sets that I am sad that I can't get anymore, because they basically retire them, if you know what I mean. Because, yeah. Like, there was this one set, there's like this Hawk Rider set, for example, that has like a giant hawk mount and a little baby hawk as well, and some really sweet gear. There's also a caveman-like set where you get a giant, like, pterodactyl and a baby pteranodon. And no, I'm not just calling it a pterodactyl because instead of a pteranodon, it literally is called a pterodactyl in the game. I don't get it either. Then again, we're talking about Wizard 101, and I have to say, have you guys seen what they put as mounts in the Crown Shop? They have a freaking mecha suit! In a game about wizards and magic!
Don't even get me started what's in the frickin' mount selection and WoW and all that, you know?
Give me one example, then.
I can't recall any off the top of my head, but let's just say things get crazy. For one of the anniversary mounts, they literally had a mount version of one of the big bads of one of the major expansions prior, so...
Nice. Fun fact.
Let's not forget the hell of grinding that is the fucking time-lost Proto-Drake.
Oh, don't remind me of that fucker while we're at it. I can't even remember what the requirements are for that, but,
You have to kill one very specific dragon in one very specific area that it loops around, and it spawns fucking randomly.
You do know that this is going over my head, right?
And the drop chance for the mount is fucking ludicrously bad.
Oh, just like that Quackosaurus that I went through in Pirate 101. Great.
There are people that have gone entire months and possibly even years without seeing it drop.
You know, now that you bring up, like, anniversary stuff and celebrations, did you know King Zio was actually donated to charity and stuff?
yeah.
One of their earliest things, they donated to, like, Austin, like, charity thing or something. And you know what they did to help celebrate and to also help donate towards it?
What?
They released a special, like, charity mount called a Meowmodon. Because, get it? It's a version of a Smilodon.
Yeah, I get ya.
There is one mount, though, that I am kind of upset that I missed out on. It's like, I forget what it is called, but it was like this red dragon. Like, I think it was called, like, a Pioneer Dragon. And this was to celebrate, like, the first 5 years of Wizard 101 or something, so they gave it to people who made accounts from, like, in between 2008 and 2011 or 12, I think. It's like a really cool mount. And don't get me wrong, the dragon mount that they have in the Crown Shop and the ones that you can get from cards and stuff are still cool. But I don't know, there's just something cool looking about this, and it kind of upsets me to know that you can't get it. Hell, I remember I came across like a thing on the community boards or something on their site of a person asking if they ever release it. And get this, an actual King's Isle employee responded and said, sadly no, because this is like a one-time special thing, and it wouldn't be fair to dishonor that. You know? You can say what you want about the price thing, all you want about their stuff, but you have to admit, King's Isle are actually very nice people. Like, they actually care about their customers, and they actually responded just like that to that question. And besides, they're a business, and a business' main goal is to make money, you know?
Seems like a very detriment to profits if you make a certain thing unavailable for too long and all that, you know?
Yeah, but
and
again,
you wind
this
up
was
having
like
a massive lifespan, more than you can ever think to imagine at first.
Yeah, that is true. But even then, the Meowmodon was only part of that one-time charity event thing also, so... And besides, it's not like Wizard 101 is the only game that does stuff like that, you know?
Well, at least with the Patrask mount I have on Mabi, there is at least a legal reason for that.
Yeah, because it was a one-time event to tie in with that anime, ReZero. Great anime, by the way. Go watch it.
Konosuba Fantastic Days is going to have a collab with ReZero.
Oh, you know about
Oh.
Kusaba too, eh? You know, I recently came across an anime that not only is focused on a dragon, but very much reminds me of Konosuba, actually. It's called, I kid you not, Dragon Goes House Hunting. I am not kidding, that's actually what it's called. Why is it called that? Simple. Long story short, like, this dragon's son to, like, I think the king of dragons or something in this world that this anime takes place in, basically fails in protecting some dragon eggs. It's to saw it, but either he breaks them because he like was clumsy or he let people smash them, I'm not sure. And so basically his father's like, you are banished from this household! Get out! And so, well, I think the title of the anime pretty much explains for me what he does next, don't you think?
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, we've all played enough RPGs, so let me ask you something. What's one of the primary reasons we all go after dragons in RPGs in general?
They're loot.
Fucking gold.
Yep, so now he's gonna deal with a bunch of people after him because they want that sweet, sweet loot drop, my guys.
Fine.
Which leads to shenanigans, because it's also a part comedy. Now you understand why I said it's reminds me a lot of Konosuba. And Konosuba, very fun, very good anime. After all, it spawned the meme.
Dude, you were garbled for the entire duration of telling us about
I
that
pretty much
meme.
got the memo of what he was saying, though. The whole explosion bitch and all that.
Yeah.
Do not call Megumin a bitch.
No, I'm
I'm
kind
not!
of like...
I'm not! I love her! I love how she just says, explosion!
She is literally Michael Bay as a cute little anime lolly, so...
Yeah, basically! And hey, there's nothing wrong with lollies. Don't get any ideas from that. I'm just saying.
You're the one
I like
speaking
that.
your own grave there, you know that, right?
Jesus Christ, I'm not a freak! God!
Here's your shuffle.
Oh, frick off!
No.
Oh my goodness.
Calm down, just...
You know what I mean? It's so freaking easy to take stuff out of context, you know?
Yeah, I get ya.
Hey guys, I've been meaning to ask you. You guys obviously know about stuff like Hatsune Miku and all that.
Marty doesn't, but I've at least demoed one of the Vita games, so I can say that I have some rudimentary knowledge.
There's a song from the 3DS game Project Mirror DX called Electric Love. Yeah, someone decided to take that and remake it where instead of saying Electric Love, she says Electric Chair! I don't get it either.
What the actual shit are you talking about?
Go look it up! Go look Miku Electric Chair. I think you'll see what I mean.
I don't think I want to. Just because of Google Images alone.
No, it's a video on YouTube. No, what it is they took the PV from the game and just replaced what she's saying. That's it.
Oh, trust me, there's a certain anime villain from an infamous anime called SAO I would love to put into a goddamn electrical chair, if anything, so...
Do go on.
MightyFan.exe has stopped working.
Oh no, he's working just fine.
Remember that wannabe pretty boy elf king and all that, who basically customizes avatar to hide the fact he's got a huge ass ego complex going on for him. But in terms of what he looks like in reality, he is pure beta male scum.
So anyway, check memes. I sent it.
No, seriously, neither of you two have anything to say in that regard?
You know?
No, I understand. Like, considering what he does to Asuna, yeah, I don't blame you.
By the way, Asuna's slave uniform in that is actually available in Mabi for whatever unforsaken reason, but...
Why?
I'm sorry, what? Why?
A
Why?
lot of SAO outfits were in this game because many years ago they had a crossover of SAO proper.
You know, it's such a shame that, because, here's the thing. I like the idea of SAO. The problem is the execution was terrible. So that's why I'm very thankful for stuff like SAO Abridged, fan fiction, fan comics, etc. We're actually trying to fix it.
Well, I mean, there is my attempt. I mean, after all, I am playing as the OC that I have basically put into my fic and all that, you know?
Yeah.
And not without good reason, considering look what's on Chronicler's back here. These are the Kate Sif wings from the second arc of SAO and all that. So, from Alfheim.
Oh, those are for the actual wings?
Those are the Kate Sif wings for the Alfheim, for the Kate Sif race in Alfheim. Yeah. There are a few other SAO wings that are available as well. I can't remember what they're called though, but the others are in this game, including whichever ones that were the basis for Asuna and Kirito's little avatars and all that, and probably all the other ones as far as I'm aware.
Also, now that we've talked about SAO, Mother's Basement.
What about Mother's Basement?
He's a beta cuck. I mean, have you seen half the shit that he said towards a lot of anime? Oh, he did a video talking about how apparently fans know better than critics, and he just so happened to have Godzilla, King of the Freaking Monsters, in his thumbnail.
Well, because in terms of fans being better than critics, he was not wrong in that case.
Yeah, also, I just want to make point of something that I remember. I went to the comment section of Gojira 5400 video on to earn brownie points after all the bullshit he said towards, Shin Godzilla and all that. And I actually found some people saying, it did terrible at the box office, so that means it's a bad film. And I'm just like, shut the frick up. That's not how that works. Let's take, for example, look at the remake of the
Some of the most grossing movies are actual absolute fucking dog shit. So,
well, unless you're Avengers Endgame, in which good on you of that one, so...
Have fun trying to figure out the full plot of that movie.
No, Avengers Endgame is pretty much actually pretty worth the effort. At least it isn't a goddamn Pocahontas in space that is the other reigning champion.
Oh, it's funny you also bring that up, because let's hope they don't screw up with the sequel.
They're still dead set on making that sequel, huh?
Oh no, it's coming out soon. There's a trailer.
They've been talking out of their ass regarding that for so many years. How do we know they're being actually serious this time? Is it because the mouse bought him out this time?
I don't know, but whatever the case is, all we can do is just wait. That's all we can do.
Did you know that Avatar is actually the #1 grossing film again?
Oh yeah,
because
I know.
Of the re-release in China, yeah.
Because that's just such a shame about that movie. Because it has some of the most amazing CGI effects of any movie ever, and yet it's terribly done. That's bullshit. But anyways, back to what I was saying about versus saying because it bombed at the box office, that means it's automatically bad. Let's look at the remake of The Thing, for example. That movie, when it came out, bombed horribly at the box office. And yet it's a cult classic now because, well, people realize, oh wait, this movie isn't actually as bad as people said it was.
In fact, Harbinger Down, by the same company who said they were going to make the practical effects and that actually work, had a Kickstarter to make Harbinger Down, which would involve no CGI, and they promised, and all that, no CGI is indeed in the film, and from what I've heard, people suddenly feel vindicated on the whole CGI in the 2011 The Thing, Because apparently they must have screwed up the practical effects in Harbinger Down in some capacity. Like,
Harbinger Down, what is that?
the film I tried to get us both to watch for Halloween, but you insisted on Creepshow 2.
Well, again, we couldn't watch it because I couldn't find it at the time.
Well, still, speaking of Creepshow 2, like, The Raft, The Raft.
Yeah, that was like the best. That was the best part of that movie. Well, that and the animated section, that was also pretty fun.
The animated sections were fun, but they were weird in terms of how they rendered each of the characters and all that, you know?
I think that was intentional. By the way, there was a kid that was straight up looking like Arnold from Magic School Bus. And now when I think of Magic School Bus, I can now only think of one thing, that meme, where he takes off this helmet and then one guy, oh, holy shit, he's dead!
Joy.
Oh yeah, for the record, if you ever do find Harbinger Down, you're watching it with Marty, no questions asked, because at least it's available at that point.
Yeah. Oh, I should also mention that I promised I'd show Power, or not Power, sorry, damn it! Freaking Joe, Discord goat, our friend. I promised we were supposed to watch a movie during October, but, well, we ran out of time because we were finishing up watching, I was finishing up playing Silent Hill 2, and I finally got to, show him, the movie. A really, really good one. It was called Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. I think I showed it to you before.
I think you showed me that last year, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That movie is a hidden gem masterpiece, and one that actually has a really good dub.
It was about, like, this vampire hunter going after this guy who stole someone's daughter, and they're both in love, and they want to go up into space where vampires have the only safe haven left.
Yeah, allow me to explain, because I know you're freaking confused, Power. You see, the world of Vampire Hunter D takes place in a very weird, but yet really creative world that mixes fantasy, gothic, like, style and vampires, westerns, and sci-fi all together.
Don't even get me started on the freaking automaton horses, for that matter, just...
Yeah, I know, but yet they're still partially alive due to the fact they still have guts and stuff. Because when Dee's horse falls off a cliff, you see when it hits the ground, you see a bunch of guts come out. So that doesn't mean they're fully
buys
robotic.
a new horse as if it was buying a new bike or whatever, basically.
Yeah, but I love that the shopkeeper is just like, you pay this, or if you don't like it, go somewhere else. And then he just casually freaking places the coins down on the thing. But what's also really great is when the shopkeeper tells the guys, the sheriff of the town or something that's pointing guns at D, they're just like the bunch of kids were kidnapped by vampires and a Dampeel saved them. And it turns out that shopkeeper was actually one of the kids that D saved. That's really dope. But what I also love about the movie is the animation. Like, this was like one of the last hand-drawn anime movies from the 90s. It was supposed to come out in the late 90s, but due to production delays or something, and, well, the fact that there was so much freaking detail that went into, like, every single cell of the movie, basically. No crap that it took so long to finish it. And like I said, the dub is actually really good. The voice actors, I feel, give a really great performance in it. And the best part is that the main, like, there is like a villain, like this female vampire in the movie called Carmilla. And Dee's father, who, by the way, if you hadn't figured it out, D stands for Dracula, put her in the grave, basically. So she basically tricks the vampire and the girl to basically trying to release her and bring her back to life. It's actually a pretty clever twist.
You see, this here I'm highlighting.
Hold on. Yeah, what about it?
15, on the 15th, basically. That is when you'll get your Patrask.
Why do you have to wait specifically for the 15th?
This is a daily login attendance event reward sheet. That's my only real ticket to get a free one of this particular item. at the moment anyway.
So yeah, this will let me get that ReZero pet, basically.
Yeah, she's all ready to go and everything, so there's that as well. So
wait, hold on. I don't. Did they actually specify the gender in the show?
I think they do, and I keep hearing the term "she" a lot for regards to her.
Like ReZero, just like it was a very interesting show. Like it was basically the guy going through limbo, basically, and just like going, yeah, life doesn't work like this, and unless you do it exactly the right way, you dying every time. It's like it takes the premise of like a character going to another world, and yet it works. And trust me, there have been some other shows I've seen that try to do that and do it not so well. One, for example, is called Gate. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
I don't think I have, no.
I watched it once, and I never want to watch it again. Basically, what happens is a fantasy world somehow uses like ancient magic to come into our world, and as retaliation, us from our world like bring military and tanks to a fantasy world, and it seems like, oh, they're gonna have struggle fighting back against the fantasy world army and stuff, but no, it's very clearly obvious that our side actually has more firepower and stuff. Like, what the frig? I actually, like, you have this really interesting idea where fantasy world fighting like guns and stuff, like from our world. That sounds awesome. And yet, it feels so one-sided that there's like no stakes. At least in ReZero, like, you don't know if he's gonna do it or not. Like, you know, not die and let the future continue in the path it's supposed to go. But no, there's nothing like that. Not to mention, they try to have the main character, like, he's in the army, and yet he's like us, if you know what I mean. Like, nerds. What? I mean... Oh, he's also a bit of an otaku.
Well...
Even though he's from Japan.
Well...
I don't even know how that works either. It just does. Not to mention, all of the main girl characters just want to get in his pants, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, why am I not surprised with shenanigans like that?
Now, to be fair, one of them is kind of interesting. There's like this like demon goddess girl or something that in a few years in the show will apparently become a world-destroying like demon goddess or something. I'm not sure. It's been a while. So yeah, I got like 2 seasons, and then that was it. Like I said, it just feels so one-sided. So what the frick is the real point of this conflict if it's just so one-sided? Plus, some of the fantasy characters, which are the girls that want to get in his pants, by the way, are defying the fantasy world, and they're doing a damn good job at it. Like, again, I like the idea for the show, but you need to have it more balanced. Go watch One Piece, for example. The reason I love the fights so much is that it always feels, for the most part, fair. Like, both sides are, well, both the good guys and bad guys always feel like they're on par with each other in strength, and you don't know who's gonna fully come out on it, like, unscarred and stuff. So it's always fresh and interesting, in my opinion. But here, like I said, it's just one-sided. It sucks. Again, like a ReZero, it's just one guy, and he, at first, doesn't, like, have anything special, but over time, he realizes what he's capable of, despite him, you know, not having magic, all that. Helps the fact he's also has friends with a maid character, and, of course, the boy you're fighting with right now.
Wait, what do you mean I'm fighting with right now? Pazrask?
Yeah, he has that, remember?
Wait, is this ReZero or something else?
No, that dragon you're using right now, that is from ReZero.
I thought you were talking about that one anime where the military guys were going after the sort of world or whatever.
Oh, you got confused that I changed the sub. Okay, we were talking about different stuff, right? Sorry. I was just bringing up the fact that the guy from ReZero, my point is that he, at least, despite the fact being a normal human, like, still manages to find a way to help out in a fantasy world. Unlike the other guy from Gate, who just has guns. Not to mention, he's just... here's the thing. I'm not against nerd characters. I mean, look at Takato from Digimon Tamers, for example. He's a nerd,
except
but he's
he
a damn
kind of
great
deliberately stacked the deck in his favor if you really think about it, you know?
Yeah, but more importantly, he's also has a likable personality. He's a fun character, and he actually has, you know, character development and depth. This guy from Gate, he's just there for the ride. So like I said, my point is, you can have nerd main characters, but you need to do them right. Not just force it, because here's the thing. The only thing that him being a nerd adds to when they go to the other world is just he knows knows a lot of fantasy creatures and stuff. That's it. Unlike Takato, who, due to him, you know, loving playing the Digimon TCG game and all that, was able to help deal with a lot of the Digimon and stuff that came their way, both in the real world and the digital world. Again, Gate has an interesting idea, but for God's sake, make it not so one-sided, people, please. I mean, if freaking Konosuba and ReZero do interesting things with a fantasy JRPG world, so can this. Hell, there's an anime called So I'm a Spider Now. I'm not kidding. It's basically, think of it like I was reincarnating into a slime. And you basically get the idea.
Yeah, I basically don't get the idea.
Great show, by the way. Reincarnating into a slime, great show.
You shouldn't say that you're not kidding about the title of an anime, because this is Japan. I don't know what they smoke or drink over there, but they make some weird fucking shit. So I'll believe
me.
Anything.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Japan really does make the weirdest stuff. But a majority of the time, they make really good stuff. So, I should also mention that my mom did pre-order me my copy of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
My mom said not to remind her about it until like the 18th, literally the day before, because we have to look for the receipt in order to be able to make sure we can go in and get it just fine.
My mom pre-ordered it from the Pokemon Company website.
So you're going to have it delivered to you, if anything.
Yeah, also, I'm not sure if I will get it, but I do remember that when they were offering to pre-order it from there, you would get a bonus Pip-Up, Chinchar, and Turtwig keychain plushies with them. I'm not sure if I'm going to get those. But if I do get those...
Who has those, but...
That's a nice bonus. And hey, it'd be nice to not only be able to play Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, but I'm glad I'll be able to play it on my Switch OLED.
Yeah.
Though it's still kind of sting that I had to pay $500 just to get to it. But I was desperate, man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I still have my old Switch, so once when I'm really up to it, I'll sell that on eBay and stuff. So you're still grinding up for that, thing, or are you going through a dungeon, I see?
Going for a dungeon.
Okay. So, Power, how about you tell us something this time? Considering me and Marty here have been primarily the ones talking.
Well, what do you want me to talk about?
anything.
You mean aside from the fact I'm potentially getting my ass beat by a fucking living turkey?
What?
Oh, is that event back? Oh, is that event back? Oh my god! I remember before, you unfriended me and all that, like one time you showed me this. Like, didn't you say this guy was hard as frick or something?
He still kind of is, even though I've actually beefed up my best striker a lot since then. Let me tell you, this Shinsuke here is actually 5-star bronze now.
Oh, in case you don't know, people, he's playing like a WWE puzzle game on his phone, or in this case, his emulator.
I would play it on something else, but the phone that I used to have is fucking ancient now and barely ran it well to begin with. And the tablet version of this is fucking awful, to the point that they've removed it.
Why was
Twice.
it terrible? Why was it terrible?
It ran like shit.
How does it possible? A tablet is technically a more advanced version of a phone, just without the, whole calling thing and all that. How the frick is that even possible?
Because the Amazon Fire tablet that I have is actually kind of a fossil system. It's literally running one operating system behind.
Yeah. It's also thankful that I had to get a new phone like several months ago, which I'm very thankful for, because like if I wanted to try Pokemon Masters or like some other mobile games, like I had to get an upgrade anyway, so that works out. But I do hope you do get another phone someday, one that can actually play better mobile games.
I might not have to worry about that for too much longer, because BlueStacks 6 is a cloud service, and they're slowly adding more games to it. I'm hoping one of them is WWE Champion, so I can actually use it on the tablet and not have to worry about performance. I tried the Looney Tunes game on it, and it actually does work well on that.
Speaking of mobile stuff, I actually found this really interesting mobile game. You can thank Tim, or you might know him as Cyphernix. He recommended it to me. Ever heard of Citus?
Oh yeah, I think I played a version of that on the Vita once as a demo.
Yeah, it's also on the Switch. It's a very interesting rhythm game, because at first glance, it just looks like you're just pressing stuff, but turns out the game's actually set in a post-apocalyptic future where basically all of humanity is basically gone, and all that's left of them are memories, basically. So it's up to this one user. I forget her name, but basically her job is to dive into these people's memories and uncover these memories. However, those memories take the form of rhythm game music.
As you do.
So yeah, what is to us a rhythm game level, but to her is a human memory. It's also a very interesting rhythm game system, because there's a line that goes up and down, and you need to tap the screen with these buttons. Trust me, I do not recommend this playing with like a mouse or something. No, you need your actual freaking fingers.
Yeah, this ain't fucking Osu, is it?
Oh god, no, it's nothing like Osu. By the way, Osu is just a downgraded version of Taiko no Tatsujin, Owen Dawn and Elite Beat Agents Fight Me.
One, fuck you, and two, I've actually played Elite Beat Agents before.
Oh, dude, I love Elite Beat Agents. What the frick are you talking about?
No, I've played Elite Beat Agents. I like the game.
Yeah, I know, I'm not saying that. It's just I'm not a big fan of Osu, because it's basically just the rhythm game system from Osu without what makes Elite Beat Agents and Owen Dawn Elite Beat Agents and Owen Dawn, i.e. the storybook cutscenes and stuff before each level. Like, that's what makes Elite Beat Agents and Owen Dawn so fun. Also, in case you're wondering, Owen Dawn and Owen Dawn 2, they're literally what came before Elite Beat Agents.
I'm
It's
surprised we
basically
never
the
got a
same
sequel
premise.
to Elite Beat Agents.
Owen Dawn 2 is not a sequel to Elite Beat Agents, it's a sequel to Owen Dawn 1.
I
And it
was
came out
saying
before.
I was surprised that Elite Beat Agents didn't get a sequel since Owen Dawn did.
Well, here's the thing. It sadly did not get sold too well at the time.
Hey,
So
I was one of the people that bought it. Don't slight
I
me.
I'm not saying that, but sadly, if the sales, like, if not a lot of people buy or talk about it, it's not going to get enough attention, which is such a shame because that is a great game. Well, except when you try to play it on a tiny DS Lite screen, but in case, fuck that shit. I have to get it. I have a DS Lite that I can try to play Elite Beat Agents on. Because, like, here's the thing. I know the speed of the game is insane, but the problem is that the screen is so small that it's hard for it to react at times. So I need to get a bigger screen, and the DSi XL that I have is like perfect for that, except one big problem. The screen is cracked. I have found people on eBay that are willing to go like, send in your DSi or systems, and we'll fix a
I would
certain
not
thing about
trust
it.
those. I would not trust those.
I haven't even done it yet anyway, so... And besides, what really choice would I have anyway? Because, you know, Nintendo's not going to fix stuff like that anymore. Look, I
How
know
do you know if
this...
you would even get your system back if you sent it to an eBay repair person?
Well, even then, before I do buy anything on eBay, I always check, like, the reception that sellers have gotten from people. And if, like, the reception is not well, or people point out BS about them, then I'm like, nope. I actually haven't run into really anyone like that on eBay so far, so... I'm not saying I won't run into something like that. I'm just saying I haven't. Dude, I'm not an idiot. Do you think I wouldn't spend my money on something dumb? I mean, are you familiar with that site Etsy?
You mean that crafting website? Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out you can actually get reproduction cartridges of games and stuff.
Isn't that illegal?
I guess. But I was able to get a reproduction cartridge of Platinum that actually works. I know that seems, like, very shady, but A, I'm not the one that made it. The people on the site are doing that. And B, with how expensive old DS cartridges of Pokemon stuff are to find, you can't really blame me for having to go that route.
Emulation.
Yeah, except I won't be able to transfer the Pokemon I catch from those into my actual 3DS and all that.
Oh, you poor little fool.
Nani?
Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing.
Are you implying there's a way to do that?
Since when is there never a way to do that?
Alright, how much is the thing gonna need to help do that?
I'm not gonna say here because obvious reasons and all that.
Yeah, but it does cost money a bit, right?
I can't remember what I did to make it work like that, but I don't think it's anything like that.
Well, alright.
Well, even then, gotta take care of some thingamajigs on my end real quick.
Hey, Power, have you ever heard of a game called Solo Robo?
Salada Robo or
Solo Robo. It's like... It's
no?
a game... It's a game where you're basically playing as anthropomorphic animal characters and robots.
Yeah, no.
Dude, just because it has furry-ass characters in it, that doesn't mean it's bad.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I haven't heard of it.
Oh. I don't blame you. It actually came out in 2011. You know why that's a bit of a problem for the game?
The life cycle of the system?
That's the same year that the 3DS came out. Hell, I don't know if you know this, but there's an Adventure Time game released on the 3DS titled, I kid you not, Adventure Time, Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage?
I think I saw
the
that in
actual
Nintendo
title.
Power before they folded.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing about that one, but I never had a 3DS.
Also, what are you talking about? Wait for it's still alive.
No, Nintendo Power. That
Uh-oh.
magazine.
Oh, right. Yeah, the reason I bring that up, because turns out there actually was a DS version of the game. However, it's not as good due to the fact that there's some sound effects and music out of place, and there's some music that isn't even in the DS version.
For the record, Way Forward, I know is still alive because, well,
Shantae.
they were part of the team that made the console port of Marvel Puzzle Quest.
I don't know what that is.
Bruh.
Is it a mobile game?
The console version of the game is actually vastly different in terms of progression system.
I don't even know what this game's about or what game style it is.
It's the same kind of gameplay that WWE Champions is, but Marvel Puzzle Quest
so you
is
mean it's basic? Oh, so you mean it's basically a Puzzle and Dragons wannabe? Got it.
Would you kindly shut the fuck up about that?
Puzzles and Dragons is the one that started the system, and so many people try to rip it off. I will never let it. Okay, move on.
One, WWE Champions and Marvel Puzzle Quest don't have the same type of matching system in terms of how you move the gems.
Okay, then it's basically Candy Crush. Got it.
Well, then, if you're going to say that, then you have to say that Bejeweled did it, and then you're going to just have to say that Diamond Mine did it first, because that was the Bejeweled progenitor.
Hey, dude, I don't hate Bejeweled.
The original Puzzle Quest Challenge of the Warlords is Bejeweled as an RPG, and I have a fucking world first in that.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, Marty, if we haven't really been focusing on what you've been doing. You've been doing.
It's fine, it's fine. I'm just preparing to sell some stuff on my end, meanwhile.
Okie doke.
How much does this go for? I've never had this thing in my inventory before.
What the hell was that thing you put in the auction?
Some sort of ancient beast hide. I never got that item before. I don't know what it does. It's probably far out of my league to do anything with it. So yeah, I just put it in the auction house, and yeah.
But yeah, did you know that there are actually games that have ripped off WWE Champions? Because of Scopely's success with it? And did you know that all those ripoffs are basically fucking dead by now?
Well, I mean, considering the fact that how many people try to rip off Cuphead when it came out, anything's possible. Seriously, I remember freaking Space Hamster doing a bunch of Cuphead ripoffs, and it was mind-boggling how many of them were shit. Yeah, in case that name sounds familiar, he's the friend of PBG.
You mean Peebs?
Yes.
Anyways, I'm wrapping this up right now, so this has been MF217 with...
Linker, I guess.
And Power.
And thanks in advance for watching, and we'll see you next time.